Okay, so thank you for joining us today. This is Tech and Powerhouse, like Miss Tut said. So make sure you follow the room, follow the moderators, Miss Tut, making you the moderators, Miss V, and Miss V and Miss D. Thank you all. So we meet here every day, 12 p.m. Eastern time for 1 hour break into tech hour. And also on Sunday, we meet at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's more like a family reunion happy hour. So thank you all for joining us. Today we're discussing salary negotiation 101. It's payday. The government has the money, your employer has the money. Let's go get the money. So that's why we're here today. So please join us as we discuss this important topic. If you have any question, feel free to come up and discuss. I've been in tech for over 26 years, and I'm the CEO of Top Group Technologies. The company has been for 16 years now. So we love to give back to empower our community. I'm an IT career coach and a mentor. And also I love to give back always to the community. So feel free if you're interested in cybersecurity, cloud, data analysis, Scrum Master, business analysis, or different area of tech. Or maybe you've even done these courses, but you do need a mentor, you can't get a job. I can mentor you, I can guide you step by step into the job market. So let me know as well. Follow our room, follow us you can also DM me for any question that you might have. Just DM me on Instagram or on LinkedIn. That's okay. And also follow our room. Look under my bio. We have a Telegram group where, when you are offline, you are not on Clubhouse, it's just for this Clubhouse, pretty much. You can ask your questions. You can let us know which topics you like to see or discuss. Feel free to join that Telegram room as well. I'm Temi and I'm done speaking. Miss V and Miss D, can you please introduce yourselves?
CEO of VR Matters Consulting LLC. I started the business in 2010, and we are a recruiting and staffing firm. We help both federal, state, local, corporate entities, small business owners, and we also help individuals become gainfully employed. Temi, did you just want us to introduce and then go into the topic?
Yes, introduce yourself, then Miss D will introduce herself, then we can get started. Miss Anissa, do you want to come up? I see. Oh, she left. Okay. Go ahead, Miss D.
Hello, everyone. I am DJ, and I'm here as an interview expert. I keep my Clubhouse identity separate from this stage, but I'm here to help because I love Temi, and this is a very useful and important room. This is D, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you, ma'am. So we're just going to do it a popcorn style. We're going to get started discussing about salary. Salary is very important. If you, let's say, for example, you've done your boot camp, you're ready, you've passed all the interviews and all that, but you don't even know your market worth. You don't know what to do next. You just jump for the first page, whatever pay they propose to you, you just jump at it and don't even know anything about salary. There's a problem right there. So today we're going to discuss that. And Gigi, thank you, Gigi, for joining us. I want to let Gigi to introduce herself and then we'll continue. Welcome, thank you.
Hey Temi, thank you for inviting me to be a speaker. So I just realized I've lost my newbie hat on Clubhouse. I no longer have my party hat. So I must be been on Clubhouse for a week now. So woo, me. So hi everybody, I'm Gigi. I'm the Amazon interview whiz. My speciality is in helping candidates get the roles that they're looking for in Amazon, but particularly enabling candidates who don't have tons of spare cash to be able to get hold of an expert Amazon interview coach. I do all my coaching via digital, but I also offer some expertise here from an interviewing point of view, as well as some salary negotiation point of view. So happy to be here, happy to help. Thank you so much, Temi, for inviting me. I'm Gigi, and I am done speaking.
Thank you, ma'am. We really appreciate you. So, yeah. So, like I'm saying, right? So, most of the time, when you get the interview and all that, and then they just start discussing salary. What are the things that you need to do? What are the tips that we need to give you so that I can prepare you ahead for that? So most of the time, maybe for right now, you're making like $10 an hour and they give you $40 an hour for your next job. You're probably gonna jump at it and be like, wow, really? But you didn't even know really that your net worth, as in your market worth, is $50. So what are the things that you need to do so you are not leaving so much money on the table? So that's what we're going to be discussing today. And I don't mind if any of the moderators also want to chime in as we go. So the first thing is usually whenever they give you the first offer, think about it. Don't just jump at it. Don't show your excitement too much, like, oh yeah, great. I'll go for it. No, do your research. Do your research, look around, you know. 84%, like during the research I did, around 84% of employer actually expect their candidate to negotiate their offer. They would, if you want 120,000 per year, they won't tell you they want to pay you 120,000. They're gonna, probably gonna say maybe 100 or something. Whenever they give you a range, know that they can pay like 20,000 more in most cases, especially when you're talking with maybe consulting firm and not directly talking to the hiring company. Is you might find it very disheartening when you get started working in an organization and you notice somebody that is your colleague, and maybe you got very friendly and very close and you started sharing salary information even though you're not supposed to do that, and you notice that they pay them $40,000 more than you. It's very sad. You will feel very, very sad. That's why you have to do your own work before you get in. So it's very important that they don't just accept the first offer. If you do that, you will miss it. So know your market worth, number one. So when negotiating for your salary, don't just suggest a random number, because most of just say, I think I just want 100K, so I'll just say 100K. Don't give them a random number. Do your research. Understand your worth. So most of the time when there are some factors that affect salary is your experience level. How experienced are you? Are you entry level? And you really know something? I want you to scratch out entry level from your vocabulary. Nobody's gonna nobody's really want to get an entry level person, because most of the time they don't want to babysit anybody. So at least get yourself ready a little bit. Put some, whatever you can put in. Maybe even it might be some freelancing. Make yourself like 2 3 years. Don't say you are entry level. If people see entry level and then they say another person asking for the same kind of money and they have 2 3 years, they will take that person seriously. So entry level, experience level, don't say entry level if you can, okay? Experience level, the exact skill set you have, your location, and your employer policy. All these will affect your salary. So if you can have good experience, at least not say entry level, you know your exact skills. So you have to know if you are into tech or you're into business development or whatever. Know your market what your location. If you are in the Washington area or California metro area or some other big metropolitan area, they pay more than when you're in the rural areas. So you need to know your location, and the employer that you are discussing with, you need to understand their policy in a way. So do your research. Like a developer based in the United States, for example, some of them can hand over 100K annually. This is a significant different from people that are in the UK. They are different. So you need to do all of those research. They're all available online. So in order to get the number right, you must know your location. Like I said, salary rate is based on location, the average based on your year of experience, your skill sets, and you can go on Glassdoor. There's some, specific information on Glassdoor that can help you. To glassdoor.com, you can check there and just know your worth, and so many other So many other, you can even Google it. Just Google salary for software engineer in Washington, D.C. You can even put your zip code and you'll be amazed that it will come up. So you kind of do your own work and know your range. Okay. I will stop right there. Okay, Miss D, go ahead.
Oh, yes, I wanted to add to what you were saying. So levels.fyi is also a good resource to find out what is being paid. And when you look at Glassdoor, keep in mind that usually they start with the base salary. So just give yourself some room. And I'll, yield, but I also have another tip when it comes to getting the best salary.
Yes, yes, Miss D, go ahead. Let's just do popcorn style. I have some list there, but we can just go ahead, please.
Okay, once you know the base or the range, then you would start at the top of the range if you are experienced and if they're impressed with you. So if you can tell that they're asking like, oh, when do you start? Or, you can sort of get a gauge on if they're excited about you. And if they're excited, then when they ask, what is your salary requirement? You would say, I would like to start at the top of the range. I do have some flexibility, and that part allows them to know that you are interested, and you're willing to take a little bit lower. So for example, if they say 100K to 150, you would say, I'd like to start at the top of the range. So if they can only give you 130, at least you didn't take 100K. So it's important to have a very firm tone when you announce your preferred salary. So there's a difference between 100K or 100K. Put some bass in your voice and know that you're worth it. This is Dee, and I'm done speaking.
I absolutely agree with everything Dee just stated. The first thing that we have to go into salary negotiations with is top of the line confidence. You have to have eye contact if you're in face to face or if you're on Zoom, and you have to believe that you are worth what you're asking for. Be insistent about it. Be strong about it. Speak well. Speak strongly, and let them know that you have done every bit of research possible in order to make the appropriate negotiations. Now, salary alone is not. Salary alone is not the only part of salary of negotiations for your new position. Salary's great, and we all love it, but guess what? We're in 2021, the era of self-care. So if vacation time is important to you, if PTO is important to you, make sure that you're negotiating in those areas as well. If it's important to you to have all of the benefits that come with the benefit package, the language you speak shows how well your research has been done. So you're saying things like, I'm really interested in the total compensation package. Can we discuss that? So total compensation means salary, PTO, benefits, perks, all of the above. So just don't focus on salary, focus on your total compensation package. This is V, and I'm done.
Thank you, Miss V. Yeah, that's very important. We're talking about salary negotiation. Make sure you follow the room and follow the moderators. Thank you for that. So yeah, so not only the salary now, but also the perks and the benefit. And there's a lot of that. So benefit, like we discussed yesterday in the room here, some organizations have better insurance plans. They have flexible day off. They have personal development budgets, for maybe even education. They can pay for your education, for your training, the option to work from home, even before COVID. They have retirement benefits and so on and so forth. So make sure you look into those things, see what they have, ask about those things so that you can also negotiate in those areas. That's very important. And it's not only for people that are just trying to get into tech or trying to break into a new career that needs salary negotiation. Even if you're already working in an organization and you know that you deserve more for what you're worth, right? You can also negotiate that, and there are ways in which you can do that. So I don't want us to leave out believing it's only people that are just getting into a job, into a new role that needs salary negotiation. People that are already there, what can they do to get to get more pay? One of the things I would suggest for such people is not to focus on themselves and think, oh, I'm not being paid enough. I now notice that I already got this job before I noticed that they pay me too low. How do I talk to my manager? How do I get more pay? So with that in mind, one of the things I've seen is you need to create value. You need to add value to the organization. Maybe if you're a lead or if you are a manager or anyway, just look around. Whatever you can do that you found that is missing in that group, and you might be the one that can add it to it. Maybe they need a particular training that that you can offer and they don't have it, something like that. Just an example, right? You can provide that opportunity and let them just see that you are indispensable, that you are valuable before you can present that you need more pay. At least that will help, because sometimes the environment might be so hostile that they don't want to give you increase. But when they notice that you are very resourceful and ready to help, and you can easily approach your manager or whoever is in charge of your pay increase and discuss with them. So that's one of the things I've seen. So when we discuss it, I want us to look both in the area of people that are just getting in and people that are already in the job, so that they know the tips that can help them negotiate their salary, better salary. Anybody want to add into that?
I want to add, but Gigi hasn't had a chance to speak, so I will yield to Gigi and then I will add to what you said.
Thanks, Dee. So my biggest tip when it comes to salary negotiation is to have the conversation early. Now, you don't want to show your hand, but you do want to make sure that the range available in the organization is in line with your expectations. So as everyone else has said already, make sure that you have done all of your research and you know your market value. At that point, as early as you can, when it seems like this is a serious job process that's going to take you quite a long way, raise the issue with your recruiter or the hiring manager, whoever you are interviewing with, to ask to understand what their salary range is. Because what you don't want to do is go the whole way through a process, be offered the job, only to discover that they can't pay you what you need to be paid. So that's my biggest tip. So I'm Gigi and I'm done talking. Thank you, Pete.
Sure. And what I'll add is, when you are looking to get a raise, to Tammy's point that you may feel that you're not getting what you're worth, you should be developing a whole list of the things that you've added to the organization over time. Initiating projects, whatever you've done to add value and improve the system, you should be making that list so that when you do ask for the raise, you will have you will have proof of what you've done. I also suggest to put anything new that you've done on your resume immediately. Sometimes we'll do something really amazing and forget it because we're just simply amazing. So keep a running list of new accomplishments, initiatives, and then if they don't give you that range, what you've asked for, then it might be time to move on. I know a recent story where the company was paying this woman $75,000 and she was working so hard and they did not appreciate her. So she went off to get another job. That job offered her 100 and I think 110. And when she put in her resignation, that company suddenly could afford to pay her, match the salary. 110 and give her a better title. So some companies are, not really paying you what you're worth, but before you ask for a raise, make sure that you've proven your worth. This is Dee, and I'm done speaking.
I'd like to add, thank you, Dee. Great points. And I would like to add something to what Dee said about title. So one of the other things you can negotiate is your title. So if the job is posted at a particular title, let's say, project administrator, but you want to be called a project manager, or you want to be called a project analyst, whatever it is, whatever the next level is. Make sure that you know everything about what that project analyst does, because there are added responsibilities. So before I went full-time in my company, I successfully negotiated not only salary, but a title change, which upped the salary. They didn't give me the higher salary immediately, but I negotiated a 6-month review. So at the end of that 6 months, I had blown them away, and they added the additional salary, and then I already had negotiated the title change. So don't be afraid to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. So go in it with that confidence level. Don't be afraid to ask, but the research is critical. You have to go in knowing what you're talking about. This is V, and I'm done.
Thank you, V. Ms. Toot, you have any input?
Right now, no, I'm just listening. Right now, I don't really have any input right now. Unless it's like about cybersecurity, I can just tell people everybody already knows. Taking Professor Temi's class, and if you're in cybersecurity, we already know what the salary can be. So just look at your skills, your transferable skills. Look at your level of education. If you're already coming in with a level of education, you can use that to negotiate. Like, you have this amount of skills and years of work experience, and you have this level of education. I mean, they can tell, like by your age also, so you can request for, a certain amount of money. Now, if you're 21 years old, that's a little bit different, right? Because you're 21 years old. They know you probably don't have 7 years of experience, right? Or 5 years of experience. More than likely you don't. So, use your discretion. The HR people will know your age, and they can tell by your age where, you will know by your age where you should be. If you're going in as someone, like 32, you can say, or 30 years old, you can literally ask for 115, 100 or something for like cybersecurity, because, you're in your 30s, right? Or you're close to it. And by that time, you would already have professional skills, professional experience under your belt already. So, and you have certain tools. If you have certain certifications that you're bringing in, you just tell, the HR people that this is your range. This is your range, and you're willing to negotiate within that range. I'm done speaking. Thank you.
I'd actually like to add to Tutu's point, because I often encourage the top of the range for everyone, because I want everyone to win. However, there are times when you may be growing into the position, and if you ask for the top of the range but don't deliver, then you are at risk of getting fired, because they are resenting that they had to pay you the top of the range and you're still developing those skills. So I would recommend asking for 5,000 more, or same salary if it's a really good job that you can grow into and get that professional development. But just be sure that you know what you can bring to the table before you try to eat caviar. This is Dee, and I'm done speaking.
I like that. Don't eat the caviar as a meal. Thank you. Yeah, another good thing also that we want to point out is practice. Practice what you're going to say. Don't just believe, oh, yeah, I know I'm worth 100K, 150K, but you don't practice, like discuss it and all that. So practice. I'll let Lulu say some. She has a question or want to chime in before I continue. Lulu, welcome. Lulu, can you hear me?
Hi, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was driving and pulling over. But I wanted to ask, so I am looking to make a change, a pivot, and change industries. I'm currently in sales with over 10 years of sales experience, plus other professional experience. And so quite a great number of years of experience. Looking to pivot into the tech industry. Considering what you were saying about bringing experience with me and other work that I've done to get me into this industry, how realistic is it for me to ask for that top of the range and negotiate it, showing the different skills that I have and doing the best that I can to show my transferable skills?
May I take this one, or Timmy, you got it?
Yeah, go ahead, D.
I would say to be sure that you know how to do the job. If you know 70% of the total requirements and you know all of the requirements for the job, like they have preferred requirements, not requirements, preferred skills, and then necessary, the requirements. If you can do all of the necessary requirements and you can prove that these skills are transferable, then you come in with the same confidence. And again, that key thing is to say, I do have some flexibility, but you're coming in in a position of power. Like you say, I bring a broad range of experience, a wealth of experience, and here's what I can do for you. So if you know you can do the job and you have no doubt about it, don't count yourself out to ask for the top of the range.
Yeah, because okay.
All right. Thank you. I just started. I just had a conversation with a recruiter, and that was one of the first questions that she'd asked. And I declined to give a number. She explained the range, and I said that I wanted to learn more. She hadn't even mentioned what companies, what the work would be, etc. So I wasn't comfortable getting into a conversation about numbers, specific numbers. But it's always that anxiety that you have when you start to get to that point where you need to start talking numbers.
You can tell them, I would love to discuss numbers after the interview if that's okay. So just remove the anxiety. Yes. You're deserving, and you just go for it. And if they give you a problem, that's not the job for you anyway.
And the other thing about discussing salary and numbers is that you can always stick to a range. You never have to give a solid number. Stick to your range, but you would have already done your salary research. So my advice to my candidates and customers or candidates, develop your range, add 10%. So if they can hit that, then you're going to fall exactly where you need to be. So just use your common sense when it comes to what you know you have to make to maintain your lifestyle. This is V, and I'm done.
Thank you, V. Yeah, so I hope that answer your question, Lulu. So stick to a range.
Yes, it does. It helps, and it gives me a little bit of confidence to be able to say, here's why I'm deserving of asking for this range and to hit the top of the range, at least as a starting point and having that conversation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I just very briefly follow on, just very briefly, I promise, Lulu. Dee's absolutely right. And actually, if you're in sales, you're in probably the most transferable skills space when it comes to moving to a tech organization. I've come from Amazon, core tech organization, but employs a lot of salespeople. So unless you're going to be attempting to move into a role that is particularly complex systems technology sales, like kind of enterprise AWS, where you really need to understand the technology, in that space, I think you'd probably be challenged because your current skill set, looking at your bio, wouldn't easily take you there. But then if you're looking at kind of more general sales roles, less tech, high-end specific, you have extremely transferable skills. So absolutely, I support what Dee says. Look at your skills, talk about how those can transfer across, and you are just as deserving as anybody else of the salary range. That is the salary range. Don't forget, it's the same range for everybody. That is the salary range for that role. I'm Gigi and I'm done talking. I always forget that bit.
Thank you so much, Gigi. And please, everybody, follow the moderators. Follow Gigi. Gigi has amazing room as well on Amazon. Frank interview questions, and I think we would love to have her come here one of these days too, to help speak to our audience about that, if you don't mind. We're always here every day, 12 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll try to discuss that with you so you can have a lot of students that are breaking into tech, and they'll be interested. Miss Anissa, I see you in the audience. You need to come up and share your experience, and that'll be great. So I see Ayana Smith. Thank you for joining us. Do you want to introduce yourself? And then Raj, then we can go to Evita.
Thanks so much, Ms. Temi. Hi, everyone. My name is Ayana Smith. I'm the founder and CEO of Circle of Opportunities, executive career coach, tech recruiter. Always happy to be in these rooms. Great conversation. Salary, it's definitely needed. I see so many people making mistakes where that's concerned. And, I do believe that there is a lack of education where salary compensation, total compensation versus base compensation is concerned. Many people think that they can only negotiate the base salary that is offered. So they're thinking about one specific number in their minds when they think about the salary ranges, but they're completely neglecting and overlooking the entire package that is being offered that might possibly include a bonus, that may possibly include restricted stock units. It could also include negotiating other things like PTO, time off, healthcare stipends, work from home stipend, travel stipend, healthcare stipends. There's so many other things too on the table that you can definitely negotiate. So do your research, do your homework. I love Lulu that you mentioned earlier, and I just jumped into the conversation kind of late on the end tail of it, but that you were not premature in giving a number you were not comfortable providing because you did not yet have time to do research, who the company is, what they're offering, and what they've offered to previous candidates for that role before. I think that was an excellent, strong answer. Stick to your gut when you feel it and you know it. Don't be premature because you could be way, way, way below what ultimately could be offered by that company. And then you don't want to have that regret going in the first year that you did not do enough research and homework before you gave that number. So, great advice already being shared here. Thank you so much, Ms. Denny.
Yes, ma'am, you are welcome. Thank you. Another thing that I always do before Raj will introduce himself and give his tip is normally when a recruiter calls you, they will ask you, are you looking for a job? This is the job is available in so and so position, so location. What salary are you looking for? That's just the next thing they will ask you. That is just the next thing. So right there, what I tell them, I'll just tell them, you know what, I'm busy right now. Can you send the details to me in my email address? I'll get back to you. I can't talk right here. That's right there. They just send it to my email. I will now get a time to look at it and now respond to them. So that's what I do in all cases, so that's another good one. Raj, welcome. Introduce yourself, please, and give us a tip for, or if you have a questions. Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Temi. Thank you for this space. Hi, everyone. This is Raghav. I have been in the fintech space for around 5 years. currently working as a financial data analyst in FedEx, and prior to that, I was working in HSBC Bank. So yeah, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn with respect to any job seeking tips or LinkedIn profile review, resume review. I do that. Like I can provide guidance on that and anything into data analytics, data science. So one job seeking, one compensation tip that I want to give is it is always good to do a research regarding if you are targeting some role and if you have an interview and there could be a question wherein the recruiter might be asking what are you expecting. So it's always good to do a research like with respect to that particular location and the job role, what is the desired pay, and one should not shy away like negotiating the salary because you know your worth. So a lot of them hesitate in asking the right salary. So do not hesitate and make sure you ask the correct salary that you desire and you think that you deserve that particular salary. And another thing is it can be in different negotiation can be in different aspects like Yana was already saying. It can be like in stocks, it can be in relocation bonus, it can be in holidays, it can be in different healthcare benefits and several other things like which you can negotiate on. So if something is not possible, like if the base pay, if it's not possible to negotiate, look at the other factors that can be negotiated. So don't shy away while negotiating and be confident about it. And since a lot of them hesitate in doing so, so that is one advice I would like to give. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. Really, really appreciate it. So anyone that's interested, follow Raj, and thank you, Raj. You're always welcome to our room. We appreciate you for coming. I'll quickly do a room reset before I go to Evicta and then to Anissa. This is Tech and Powerhouse. We are always there every day, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 hour break into Tech Hour. And today we're discussing Salary Negotiation 101. Yesterday we discussed about career in cybersecurity. What are the benefits of it? And we thank everybody that joined us. Tomorrow is going to be powerful, so make sure you also follow the room, same time. So I always want to encourage all our moderators, so if they can come by maybe tomorrow also as well, we'd love to have you. And follow our room. Look under my bio. There's a link to a Telegram group that we created for the clubhouse here for you to ask your questions. In case you can't ask them here, you can ask them over there. And also if there's any topic that you need us to discuss, let us know and we're able to bring that here. So just a good way for us to be able to even communicate offline even when we're not here. And if you're interested in cybersecurity or any of these cloud courses or data analysis, Scrum Master, business, development, and you can feel free to even call me. I have my number on there, or follow me or DM me. I will provide you insight and information concerning them. And also, you can also look on my website, myituniversity.com. myituniversity.com is my website where you can see a lot of courses and resources, and also my YouTube channel is there as well. This is not my room, it's your room. So feel free to come up and ask your question and give back to the community. So thank you all so much for all the inputs. Yeah, so also, before we go on, we tend to go deeper into discussing not only discussion, but also going into like, even training. We do 1 hour training. We do training programs here. We provide free resources in training. So some days we talk about Scrum, some days we discover. So you'll be seeing a lot of training, free training here. So feel free to come here and discuss with us, okay? It's just 1 hour. I have on July 3rd, I'm having a cybersecurity class coming up and also Scrum Master classes. If you're interested in it, let me know, you can DM me. So thank you all for joining us. Evicta, do you have a question for us or you want to chime in?
Hi, Temi. Thanks for bringing me onto the stage. And thanks to you and all the moderators for sharing your wealth of knowledge on this topic. I actually did have a question. So I have several years of experience. I work currently in IT, IT sourcing and procurement, and I'm actually interested in making a pivot into a business analyst role. And in general, what I'd like to know with researching jobs and what the current salaries are, depending on location, et cetera, is if there may be from the research, if the numbers can be pretty well trusted, if there's indication that your current salary is bordering or around the mid to high end range of a position that you're interested in, what does that tell you about what room there is to still negotiate for a salary above what you're currently making?
Can I offer some advice here? At least I can give you the advice from a big tech point of view. I appreciate that the advice is variable depending on the size of the organization. What you'll find in the larger organizations anyway is that those salary ranges are universal around the organization. So if you go in very high because perhaps the range for your pivot role is lower than the range of your current role, you may well find yourself at some point when it comes to, say, the annual review, finding yourself in a position where you can't get a kind of a material increase year on year because you're already at the top of the banding. And that speaks to Dee's point about going in high and kind of maxing out in terms of the range. The second thing you can find is in terms of when you're ready to move on to the next stage and you want a promotion, what you can also find is that if you're already at the very top of your current salary, when you get that promotion, you find that you're already probably being paid more than some of the people at the bottom of the level above you. So even having been promoted, it's also sometimes a challenge to get a material increase because you're already being paid the same or perhaps even more than some of the people at the top of that, the bottom of the level above you. So in general, my advice has always been go for what you think you can get, but do be aware that if you manage to successfully negotiate yourself at the very top end of the range, when it comes to big tech companies, that might mean you have to stay where you are for a number of years before the rest of the organization catches up with you. I'm Gigi and I'm done talking.
Thank you so much, Gigi. And Victor, I'm sure that answered your question, right?
Yes, I think that did answer. So thank you very much for that input.
You're welcome, Victor. Thank you for always being here. Miss Anis, go ahead, Raj, you have an input?
Yeah, I just wanted to add. So I'm also in the business analytics domain. So if you have any questions related to that, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, Rugal. I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Victor. I'm going to go to Miss Anissa, but before then, I just want to mention, please make sure you follow our Telegram room as a chat room. You can ask all this, a lot of these moderators are also on there. Follow us and you can ask all those questions. And we can even bring those questions here. And you know, we are always here every day. We can always bring those questions here and discuss them. So thank you. That will be beneficial. Miss Anissa, you are next. Do you have any input concerning salary negotiation?
Thanks, Ms. Temi. I actually have a couple. Most of you guys have already given out so many good things, particularly Ayana and Raghav, when they mentioned the variety of things that can be negotiated besides just salary. So that was something that until my recent layoff this year, I hadn't realized. I just had never, I guess, needed to find the information. And so as I was doing webinars and learning information, I was just like,
Thank you, Miss Anissa. You're really appreciated. Okay, so 5 minutes as we close down the room. We are always here every day, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for 1 hour tech break into tech hour. Please make sure you follow the room and follow all the moderators. And also look under my bio for important resources, free resources that can help you. If you're trying to pivot into tech, let me know. If you need a mentor, let me know. Thank you. So I'll just start from with Raj and we'll go up to Ayana, like a PTR. Yeah, Raj, Ayana, Gigi, D, V, Miss Toots, and we close down the room. What's your advice for people that are trying to pivot into tech? And maybe I'll start with Ms. Anissa. She has not said that yet. What's your advice for people that are trying to pick into a new career? Do you give them just one tip or advice to encourage them as we close down?
My one tip would be to review your full skill set and think how you can use that in your new field. And that may take, talking with people in that new field, but I think that's the best way to figure out how to get into it. And this is Anissa, and I'm done.
Thank you, Miss Anissa. Raj, what's your, oh, sorry. Thank you, Miss Anissa. Raj, what's your advice or tip, encouragement?
Hi, my one tip would be, like I said, do your research before negotiating on anything so that you have the basic idea on that and you know what you're worth for and ask the right salary that you are expecting or you desire. Don't shy from that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ayana.
Yes, I absolutely agree as well. Do your research. There are great platforms that can help you to get the information that you need when it comes to salary that companies are offering. Comparably, Glassdoor, Blind, FYI, Levels, FYI, and so many other resources online. Utilize it. Search for that job title name, search for the company, search for the level, search for the location. Those are all going to be factors that will impact that salary number. How you brand yourself as well on paper, on your resume, on your LinkedIn, in your portfolios and websites is also going to impact your salary as well. Those are factors that recruiters are looking at when they're comparing candidates to see really who is the top candidate and best candidate and how much money do we really want to invest into this candidate and that we think they also deserve as well. So please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any additional questions. Always happy to help. Thanks, Ms. Tony.
Thank you. Gigi, any advice, encouragement, tip for people that are trying to get into tech or, get a new. Is Gigi here? Okay, we'll go to D. D.
Oh, sorry,
Gigi.
I am here. Yeah,
Okay.
I was upstairs and my phone was downstairs. So advice or encouragement in terms of getting into tech. I think the point made earlier about just making sure that you're branded correctly was a very, very good one. Pay very, very close attention to the job description, and wherever you present yourself, be it LinkedIn or here on Clubhouse or wherever, make sure that you have aligned your branding to your target job, so that when those recruiters do pick up your resume, which will be beautiful, they then find consistency all the way through your identity on the social media platforms. They have high confidence that you're very, very hyper-focused in that space, and therefore that pivot from whatever industry you're in to their industry maybe doesn't seem like such a leap, because you're absolutely laser-focused on that particular skill set. I'm Gigi, and I'm done talking.
Thank you, Gigi. D, you're next.
Yes, thank you, Temi. I would say to really know your worth. That's just a saying that we hear often, but don't really apply it at times. So it's really important to know that you're deserving of the position, to not be afraid, apologetic. Just go in there with confidence and get the job that you deserve. This is D, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you, ma'am. V?
I will again piggyback on what D said. Confidence is the key. Research and knowledge of the job and the company you want to join. Remember, folks, you have to figure out whether you will even like working with these people every day, regardless of salary. Okay, you have to be comfortable in these environments. And because we spend an inordinate amount of time with our coworkers, more than our family in some cases. So, go in with your top 10 interview questions as well, along with the salary negotiations, because you are interviewing them more so than they are interviewing you. Keep that in mind. Know your worth. Be confident. Eye contact, body language, it's all very important in negotiations. If anyone wants any more tips, please feel free to DM me or hit me up on LinkedIn. I also run an employment community on Facebook, and it is free for all job seekers to join. So I can tell you more about that if you reach out. And, the information you have received today for free is worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So please take this information. Don't take it for granted. Please use it and reach out to us if you need any help. This is V, and I'm done.
Thank you, V. Really appreciate it. Miss Toots. Miss Toots, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, just wanted to give my last advice would be just to be confident. Be confident in your request. When you are negotiating salaries, be confident that you have the skills that you're negotiating with. You've done your research. You really like the company, and just be really respectful about it. Be willing to negotiate and be open to like a flexible range. But obviously, you always want to include your highest range on there. However, just be realistic. Be very realistic about it. If you know that you can do the work, if you know that you really do have the skills to do the work and you used tools before, then of course go for it. If you are not as confident, then I wouldn't be too adamant about the range. I wouldn't even be too adamant if it's your first going in and you're not too confident really with that job title or something. Then yes, you can meet them in the middle, or if you want to feel like you want to take whatever you want to take, some experience going in, then that makes sense, right? Because you don't really have too much experience. However, when you do have the experience and you tick almost all the boxes, then yes, don't sell yourself short, and do, be adamant and be firm and assertive in what you want, and just be really professional about it. That's it.
Thank you, Miss Suit. As we close down, I saw Srikutan just came up. Do you have a question for us, or you want to give your tip as we close down?
Madam, I am from India. I'm speaking. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm from India, Kerala. I am working as a networking engineer in 4-year experience, but I am basic. Hello. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
I'm interested to higher job and higher studies, but I don't know. Just completed CCN and CCNB, but I don't know higher studies, which subject studying to higher job.
Okay, so you're trying to, I couldn't get the last word. Can you say?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
No?
Yes, we can hear you. Oh, I think there was network connection issue. Well, I hope, maybe when you can hear the recording later, that you can always come back here and ask your question, and everybody follow our Telegram room. So you can ask your question, but we really have to close down the room because we are 5 minutes ahead of our time. Or do you guys want me to take someone that just came up, or what do you guys want? I don't. I'm flexible. I saw Uncle just came up as well.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Uncle, welcome. Do you have a question for us, or you want to chime in?
Yeah, I just wanted to help that guy who was speaking. I have a similar background. I did my master's in network engineering from NC State. So he was talking about computer networking. So I thought I will chime in, but he got disconnected.
Yeah, just say.
Maybe connect with him on LinkedIn. That could be helpful.
I couldn't grab his details by the time. Now he's gone.
And isn't that like a job opportunity? So that should be our last note. Don't let an opportunity slip. Like, even though that was not in his control, I think the thing that we do need to remember is that you only get what's that saying? First impression. You only get one chance to make a first impression, something like that. So go for it. Understand that you have the value and ask for what you deserve. Boom.
What a powerful tip. I love that. Anchor, I have his name. I will send it to you on LinkedIn. Please connect with me. Thanks.
Oh, one last thing I would like to, okay, I know it sounds cliche and people say money isn't everything. For me, because, when you think about student loans and everything, I think money is important. However, I've gotten to a point where when you get to a company where you like the team and you've been there long enough and you're looking at your benefits, you've gotten acclimated to them, you want to be careful about moving around everywhere just because of salaries. Not all salary is going to be, not all money is good money. Think of it that way, because you can go to another company and they're offering you a lot of money, but you don't have peace of mind. So that's where I'm at right now with my career. I have that fear of leaving to going somewhere else where it's going to be like hectic and, it's going to be toxic. Because, I've seen it before, right? So I've seen it before with companies where they didn't even pay me as much. And, with the microaggressions, you just have to consider everything. Like, if you're where you are and you have peace of mind and you work your way around people and they know you and they give you almost everything you ask for, if you go somewhere else, do consider if they pay you more, you may not have that peace. You want to consider that you're starting all over again. You're going somewhere else. They're paying you more money, but you don't have that peace of mind. You're facing microaggressions. Maybe you're not getting along with, the people in the higher ups, or, you're having headaches with clients, and you're thinking back, I probably should have stayed where I was before. And sometimes you may not be able to go back to the company you came back from. You may not be able to get to that same team that you just came from because they've already replaced you with someone else. So you do want to consider that in salary negotiations. I have been thinking of that constantly lately, because I still get recruiters reach out to me. I still get other companies reach out to me, and I'm like, that's the battle that I have to think about. Yes, they may be willing to pay more money, but what if I get to the team and I don't like the culture? So that's the constant battle that I keep having in my head, and I keep trying to tell people that sometimes, you don't want to take the lowest salary. Obviously, you do have bills, you have to take care of your family, but when you get to, you're like, okay, you're okay with, consider that before jumping to the highest salary. Everybody, you're always going to want more, right? I'm speaking.
Wow. Mm-hmm. D, go ahead. Go ahead before I close.
Oh, Temi, I don't want to hold you up because I remember what happened last time. We stayed for another whole hour.
Oh, yeah. We actually stayed for 3.5 hours more.
So, no, I saw Ragav on mic, but I had a quick question for Ms. Tubes.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I saw Ragav on mic, so I want him to go first.
No, I just wanted to appreciate whatever you were saying just now, sir, regarding like the culture and everything. That's it.
Okay, so she just told my story because I miss where I used to work. I just want to make sure that you're getting your value and that the company absolutely cannot afford to pay you more, because I don't think it's fair if they do have if they do have the ability to pay you more and they're just comfortable with you and they're happy that you're happy. That I have a little issue with. And I hope that you don't think about it in terms of fear, because I heard you say battle and fear. So if it is kind of a nagging small voice in your head, then perhaps you should explore the possibilities. I just don't want you to settle for, not settle, but just not get what you're worth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's not like I'm getting paid significantly. Well, significant. I mean, after taxes, who knows? I don't know. But, like I'm happy with, okay, so it's easier, right? The team is easier, and it's a good company, and thinking, should I try to move up within where I'm already at, or if I go somewhere else that's new, what do I, there's that fear. I don't know what the culture is like over there, so I'm not sure. So that's one of the battles that I'm, thinking like, I don't know. And it's not like it's that much, more. It's going to still be the same client at the end of the day. Well, so not the same client, the same agency, federal agency. So not the same client per se, but so it's like, I just don't know, I don't want to give up the freedom that I have. Like, when you're working with a team where you kind of have the freedom, they're not too, no company is perfect. Don't get me wrong. No company is perfect. Some companies will still give you the micromanaging, and then you've been working there long enough and they're no longer micromanaging you. So you're like, oh, this is good. No one's really micromanaging you. You go somewhere else, you're going to have to deal with that again, all over again, and fill them out. And then you don't know what you're going to get. So yeah, it's not like it's significantly lower. It's just, yeah, it's just something to have to, think about.
No, I got it. I guess I'm just remembering that story with the 75K, and then they were able to go up to 110.
Oh no, it's not like that. That's a significant difference.
Got it.
Miss Tooth, Miss Tooth, another thing you can also do, most of these tech jobs, especially cybersecurity, is work from home now. So, like I always tell you, try it. You are still here, you are home, you can do two jobs. If it's not comfortable, then leave that one and stay where you are. Does that just a trick?
Yeah, it's just the only thing is if it's like the same. What if it's like the same agency? Um, and then you have to get that access, and then you'll still see that you have access already under that same agency. That's a little bit.
Then you avoid that situation. Don't work for that agency. If it's the same agency,
Yeah.
then don't do it. So you know. Yeah. So that's very good. Thank you for that. So thank you all for joining us today. We're about to round up and close down the room. I really want to appreciate everybody for coming, for all the questions. We thank you for all the moderators, people that are left, from V to Anissa to Raj to Ayana, GGD, Miss Toots. Everybody, thank you so much for this. I would really appreciate if we can see you again tomorrow, and then on Saturday, Sunday, and then on Friday, on Thursday. Let's just continue to give back to our community. I really want to do that for forever, and I know that you also want to do that. So thank you. That's why you keep coming back. Yeah. So thank you so much. I want to reach out to Miss Gigi so she can come and give us a download of Amazon interviews. Miss Gigi, please let me know when we can do that. Maybe you can DM me. I'm not sure if I'm following you, but yeah, you are following me. Okay. So we can discuss and bring it this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe I'll give you space. We'll give space for that tomorrow or Friday is good. Or that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, send me a message, Temi. I go live around this time tomorrow on YouTube, so that's not going to work. But send me a message and we'll sort something out.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So thank you, everybody. So we already discussed a lot of points today. Salary negotiation 101 is paid day. Let's get paid, right? So know your worth. Know your worth. Your experience level, your skills, your location, the policy of the employer is very important. That will guide and help you. Don't focus too much on yourself. As I recap, don't focus too much on yourself. Know exactly what you're leveraging. So it's not about you now. Be professional. Don't take it like an argumentative situation where you go back and forth and argue and get mad and get upset. It doesn't worth it. Know your perks and the benefit that your organization is offering. Your insurance, day off, flexibility, personal, development budgets, work from home option, your retirement and all stocks options and stuff. Make sure you also understand those areas. Back up your argument why you really need to get an increase in salary. If you're already working there, you need to increase your salary. Make sure you understand that and practice. You don't just walk to your boss's office and try to tell him why you should increase your salary. Make sure you practice and discuss maybe you with your mentor, your friends, and somebody that you can trust that can help you discuss it and exactly how to go about it. Make sure you know exactly what to do and know when to walk away, know when to stop. Maybe I've already been discussing they're not willing to yield or give me. If you're gonna take the job, take it. If you're gonna walk away, walk away. If it's your boss and you're still there, maybe it's time to start looking for another job. You don't have to say it, but you can. So know when to walk away and know when to stop. Just remain professional. Then we discussed also that you should pick a range. Don't give them a particular number if you are not sure. You can tell them, well, I'll reach back to you. I can't really speak right here. I'm busy or whatever that you will tell them and then get back to them when you've done your research. And also always pick a higher range, but not too high that you push yourself off the market. So know your market, know the range. So it's very important. And also be gracious, be likable, because if this offer is not working right now, there may be another offer. The same organization or the same recruiter might offer you next time. So don't fight it out and then you know just be likable and gracious, and it doesn't work now, it might work later. So don't accept your first offer. Always bargain, use your bargaining power, and make it clear that you really want the position, so it doesn't seem like if you are really don't want the position, you don't really care. And also put it down, write it down in black and white. Write it down in black and white. Make sure you practice all these skills. So we thank you so much for, and also, yeah, I don't want to forget confidence. Confidently, negotiate. So know your worth and know that you are valuable. So we appreciate you so much for everything, for joining us today, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day and stay blessed. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye, Timmy.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you all. How can they be? Wow. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Good.